Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. We'll get into the video after you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. Hey everyone, we're gonna do another Reformer Tower combo video. So you'll need those long yellow springs if you watched last week's video attached to the middle of the tower. And I have a double loop attached to that. And then you'll want all springs on your reformer and pull your carriage back into fourth or last gear so that your carriage is closer to the tower. Then put your push through bar up on the one red spring. And from here, carefully step up onto your machine and stand with your feet in a very narrow Pilates V, hands on the push-through bar. So I'm right in front of my headrest, but on the actual carriage. Grow tall, inhale. As you exhale, tip your chin, look down, round forward over your legs, and then lengthen out, and then tuck and curl and pull back in. And again, tip the chin, round the spine over, scoop the belly. Lengthen out, inhale, stretching your hamstrings and your spine. Exhale, round back in. I'm not rounding as well as I probably could because my mouth will hit this microphone. So you do a better job than me when you curl over and then curl back up. And one more. And stretch. And curling up. So you're going to scoot over to the right side of your carriage. So left foot is going to stay on the mat close to the right side. Your hands are on the right side of your push-through bar. Right leg is dangling towards the floor, toes pointed. You're going to hang back off that bar, dip the toe down, bend the standing leg or the left leg, and then straighten up. So single leg squats, down and up. You choose how low you go. I don't go very low, partly because of my long legs and also because of my hip issues that I'm having. So make sure that your toes, ankle, knee, and left sit bone are in good alignment when you bend. Now you're going to stay low and swing that right leg forward and back, forward and back. Squeeze those shoulder blades together in the back of you, abs drawn in. Squeeze the glute muscle on that right side when the leg goes backwards. Last one, and lift. Come to the center of your mat. You're going to have your feet as wide as your carriage is, hands wide on your push-through bar, and then squat and sit back and lift up. Be careful about pulling on your bar because you could, even with all springs on, potentially move the carriage. So just be cautious. Inhaling as you rise, exhaling as you squat down. A few more. And up. And then we're going to walk over to the other side. Right foot close to the edge of the mat. Left leg hanging over. Hang back off your bar. Dip down and up. Make sure, this leg is even more difficult for me, so just make sure you're tracking that knee in line with your middle toes. And if it's too painful, if you have knee issues, hip issues, then just go barely down and up. All movement is good movement and important for the joints. We're going to stay low and then that leg goes forward and back. Inhale, exhale. So don't use momentum. Press the leg through the air as though the air is thick. Couple more. Your right leg should be burning. And stand tall. Come back to the center, that very narrow Pilates V. We're going to do one more forward fold to stretch those legs. Round over. And lengthen out and stretch. And then tuck and curl. And stand tall. So be careful walking around up here, but I'd like you to switch. You can come off if you need to, or you can just bend down on your mat and switch to one red or one blue spring. I'm going to try one red and see how that works for me. And then you'll come back up here, but again, super cautious when you're moving around on a carriage that has very light spring attached. So right foot close to the right side of the headrest, or close to the right shoulder pad, but not necessarily in front of it. And then left toes go back, and you're in a position to be able to do a lunge. Now, if you can see me from this way, if I was standing, if you were looking at me from the front, I want you to make sure your legs aren't crossed, that you have some width between your legs, so that when we go into lunges, you've got a good base of support. But again, you're facing your tower. Right foot has a good platform. Left foot goes back a little bit outside from your right foot. So you've got some space between your legs. And then from here, we're going to gently and carefully pull, keep some weight in your back toes, pull your body towards the tower, and then reach to straight. Knees are soft, belly's drawn in. Working those balance muscles. Again, keeping some weight in your back foot. Breathing in and out as you go. And last one, when those arms straighten, keep them straight. You're going to lunge down, lift up, down, and up. Now, it's possible that your arms are shorter than mine and your carriage could be pulled away from the bumper slightly. And that's fine, as long as you find that sweet spot and try to keep it still once you get going. Now you're going to stay low in your lunge and pull for 5 and 4 and 3. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Last 2 and 1. When your arms straighten, lean into it to get that carriage into the bumper, rise up and switch feet. So first we're going to pull. Legs stay straight. Make sure that back foot has some weight in it. And pull. One more time. When the arms straighten, we're going to go into our lunges. So again, the carriage may not be at the bumper, and that's okay as long as it stays still when you move up and down. Both knees are bending. You're going to stay low on this next one and pull for 5. Make sure your torso is upright. Shoulders over your pelvis. 2 and 1. Reach to straight, maybe lean forward to get your carriage in to the bumper and then rise up. So we're going to switch feet again. And this time, turn your palms to face up. And then carefully pull yourself towards the bar and away. Inhaling and exhaling, or exhaling and inhaling, depending on what breath pattern works better for you. Next time, keep your legs straight. Keep your arms straight and squat or lunge down and up. 2, 3. Chest is high and open. Stay low on 5 and pull. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. When those arms straighten, rise on up, get your carriage into the bumper, switch feet. And pull. Keep some weight in your back foot so that you're not going to topple forward. Breathing in and out. One more time, and then when your arms straighten, you're going to lunge down and up. 2 and 3, 4, and stay low on 5 and pull for 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. When those arms straighten, rise on up, get your carriage in, and then carefully step down or come down to kneeling. I'm going to try this, keep it on this one red spring and see how it goes. What I want is your right foot is going to come to the frame on the side of the machine. Your left knee is down kind of close to the shoulder pads. You have your push-through bar here if you need it to hold on to. I don't usually hold it for this because I find that I pull with my arm, and I want you to pull with your inner thigh. So you're going to pull your carriage towards your foot, towards your right foot, if you're facing the same way that I am, by bending this knee. So I'm not moving my left leg in and out. We will get there. But right now, you're bending your right knee, dragging your right heel into the machine, the frame of the machine, to be able to pull your carriage towards your right foot. Stay tall and lifted through the spine. Again, hold on if you need to. We have a couple more. Abs drawn in. So on the next one, I'm going to adjust my foot a little bit because it's rubbing on the frame. On the next one, I want you to pull with the right leg, hold it here. Now move your left one out and in. So this one is isometrically holding, and that left adductor, whew, it should feel it. Make sure there's no rotation in your pelvis. You're trying to keep your pelvis facing forward, chest facing forward. 2 more. Last one. I know what I need to work on. Ooh, that burns. And then step down and we'll turn around. So hold on if you need. I like my hands on my hips generally, and then stretch this left leg away as far as you need to. Your foot is on a turnout along the track or the frame of the reformer, and you bend this leg to pull, bend the knee to pull the carriage towards your left foot. Abs stay drawn in. Head is high. You always want your chin level with the floor so that nervous system can communicate from your brain to your muscles. Couple more. Let's pull on this one and then just move the right leg out and in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then release back. and then carefully step down. So you can put your push through bar down, or you could keep it up if you feel like that balance is an issue, but you're gonna need your tower springs. I've got the long yellow one on here, and I think I'll stay on this one red. You could go down to a blue if this feels heavy. So you're gonna kneel facing the way we just were, and I'm kind of scooted in the center of my carriage, maybe a little bit further to the right than that. Arms up, and let's just go and hold the shorter strap. So from here, arms are rounded in front of you. Your hip bones are facing straight forward, but your chest is turned towards the tower to the left. Take an inhale. As you exhale, pull that spring. Your carriage should move a little bit as you go to the right. And then slowly, carefully back. And again, twist the rib cage to the right and back. We have 3 more. Exhale and inhale. I feel like my knees are uneven, so I'm going to back up my right knee. And again, 2 more. Twist. Slowly return so the carriage doesn't bang too hard. And last one, rotate. The carriage will pull away, especially if you're on lighter weight than I am. I'm on the one red. And return. Now, I'm scooting to the left, closer to my shoulder pads, feet hanging off the back of the machine for the sword. So if this feels too heavy to get your arm to straight, you can either change to one blue spring on the reformer or move closer to the shoulder pads on the carriage. And so when you're using the reformer along with tower springs, you have to go really slow and controlled. Lots of isometric hold here for a split second to get your carriage to stabilize while you strengthen. Press and return. You should feel all these muscles in the back of the shoulder helping you open that arm and return. Now I want you to come down to a 4th position. Your left shin is against the shoulder pad. Your right foot is next to your left knee, and legs are sort of zigzagged. So we're going to hold on overhead with these arms, and you're going to side bend to the right, let that carriage stabilize, and then slowly lift up. Might go to the shorter strap on this. You choose what works best for you. I want a little bit more movement in my carriage so that I have to work a little harder to stabilize and to slowly come in. This is 3 of 5. Make sure those shoulders, I just noticed mine had crept up to my ears, so make sure they're low. And one more time. Bend over, hold, and slowly lift. And then we're going to drop that, and we'll do that on the other side. So grab the other strap, and then come to kneeling, facing the long edge of your machine, probably in the center of the mat, maybe slightly further away from that, depending on how strong or weak you feel. So it's easier if you go closer to the shoulder pads, heavier if you go away. I'm going to start in the short loop and see if that works for me. So again, like I said from the other way, but you couldn't really see me well, your hip bones face forward the whole time. So if your hip bones are like headlights, they shine straight forward while your chest and rib cage rotates to the right and then to the left. Hold until that carriage becomes still and slowly return. I'm going to scoot away a little bit more to give me a little bit more movement in my carriage. And twist, there we go. And back. And rotate. And back. Couple more. Twist. And return. Abs digging in, oblique muscles turning you. Notice if your hips are going with your ribs, and if so, pull them back to a straight position. Let's do one more. And return. Now for the sword, I'm going to scoot closer to the shoulder pads. And I'm going to hold the long loop, especially with this, I have a frozen shoulder on this side, so it's a struggle. And I'm going to get a little bit closer. I don't think I can get any closer. I'm right up against the shoulder pads. And return. You can see I'm clanging the carriage in a little bit more. I am really struggling with this shoulder. So this one needs this kind of work. Chest and hips face forward. And your arm opens, steadies the carriage, and then returns. Let's do one more. And return. And then we're going to sit in that fourth position, right shin against the shoulder pad, left foot towards your right knee, hands holding on overhead. I'm going to start with the long loop because this shoulder is hard to hold up right now. And if it doesn't work, I'll go to the shorter one. But this seems to work fine for me. So you side bend, you get your carriage to stabilize or slow down its movement, and then you slowly lift up. Notice, I don't want to have my hands, maybe it's hard to notice in this direction, but I don't have my hands way back over my head. They can be higher than I have them, which is absolutely fine as long as you can see them if you look up. And if you don't like the canvas strap hitting the web of your thumb, because that can be uncomfortable, you could always grab one of those triangular handles instead. It'll be a little bit shorter, but that's okay. Let's do one more. And lifting up. Very good. So we're going to drop the strap and then come forward and off the machine. I want you to come back here and pull your spring bar all the way into the bumper. And then I'm going to stay on the one red, but I am going to lower my foot bar down. And we're going to do some side overs to finish. So side over with twist and arch. So legs back in this fourth position. Hand on the bar, slightly in front of your shoulder. Right arm reaches away. Side over, and as you go, try to keep your left shoulder down away from your ear, and your right sit bone as close to the mat as you can. Inhale back up. Exhale over. Inhale, lift. One more, we're going to stay over, and then you're going to rotate and face down. Hands go wide on the bar, and you push low, like you're going to lay down over your thigh. And then with straight arms, rise up. Inhale. Exhale down. Two more. Lift. And lower. One more. Up. And down. And when you're down, slide your left hand into the center. Right hand comes off and overhead. You peel back up. And then you twist to the right. Grow tall as you twist. Pull on your leg or the shoulder pads. And then we will finish on the other side. So flip those legs over to the other direction. Make sure you spread out. Left shin against the shoulder pads or close to. And then right hand on the foot bar, arm reaches apart. Take an inhale. Exhale, side over, trying to drop the right shoulder and keep your left sit bone as close to the mat as possible. Inhale, rise up. Exhale. Inhale. And again, stay over on this one. When you get as far as you can and you bend as much as you can, then rotate face down, hands wide. Get as low as you can. And then with straight arms, rise up in this twisted swan and down. Two more. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more lift. And lower, stay low. Slide your right hand into the center, left hand off and overhead. Put your left sit bone down on the mat and then peel back up and in, and finish with a twist towards the tower. Breathing deeply. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next video.